Hi, my name is Muhammad Dani Irfan bin Ahmad Zarudin. My metric number is 306464. Today, I will be presenting on the implementation process of activity-based costing, ABC, and the factor that influence its failure or success, based on the research by Fadil and Rababa, 2012. So, the study outlined 5 ABC journey in simple stage. So, the first one is non-adoption. What is non-adoption? The company doesn't use ABC at all and still relies on the traditional costing system. The second one is adoption, which is the company has decided to try ABC and get approval from top management. Planning and pilot testing may begin here. And the third one is implementation. Company is building the ABC system. This includes training staff, collecting data, and setting up software. And the fourth one is usage. ABC is now used in daily operation to help make business decisions and calculate product costs. And finally, the last one, which is the fifth one, is abandonment. The company has given up on ABC, usually because it was too expensive, too complex, or didn't meet their expectation. So, in their research, only 19.5% of Jordanian manufacturing firms reached the implementation or usage stage, indicating that many companies fail to fully adopt ABC even after initial interest, according to Fazlin Arababa 2012. This is relevant to Malaysia, where adoption challenges are also reported. Now let's move on to factors influencing ABC implementation. Let's now look at the factors in detail. Fazil and Rababa 2012 categorized them into three main groups. For the first one is motivating factors, the second one is facilitating factors, and the last one, the third one is barriers to implementation. Now we go one by one. The first one is motivating factors. These are the reasons that push companies to consider ABC, which is globalization of consumers, increased competition, inaccurate traditional costing system, and also growing overhead costs. So now we go to the second factors, facilitating factors. These are the conditions that help implementation succeed, which is we have 5. So if we go one by one, the first one is top management support. This is the most important enabler. 5 or 6 successful companies have strong executive backing. The second one is training. Firms that train employees in ABC concept and tools were more likely to implement successfully. And the third one is non-accounting ownership. Involving department outside finance increase system acceptance. And the fourth one is information system, which is IT. Firm with strong IT support found it easier to gather and analyze cost driver data. And the last one is education and internal resource, which is availability of skill, staff, and internal champions help drive adoption. Now let's move on to the third factors, which is barrier to implementation. Despite motivation and support, many companies still face issues like high cost of implementation, which is software, consultation, and system setup are too expensive. The next one is lack of expertise, especially for the firms that new to ABC. And the third one is complexity and time consumption, especially in identifying cost drivers and collecting data. And the last one is resistant to change, which is some of staff are reluctant to switch from traditional system. Now we go to conclusion. To summarize, ABC implementation is strongly influenced by internal supports and readiness. The research proved that organizational and behavioral factors like leadership, training, and cross-department involvement are more important than just technical tools, according to Fazil and Rababa 2012. So, without this, even well-functioned ABC project may fail to deliver value. That's all for me.
Hi and good day everyone. My name is Mubin Ghazali bin Zamri and my matrix number is 306698. And today I'm gonna walk you guys through the benefits of implementation and adaptation of activity-based costing, or more known as ABC costing, in Malaysia. There are a lot of benefits that were gained from this ABC costing method, but today I'm gonna highlight to 7 different benefits from the findings of Accountant General Department of Malaysia. To start off from, the implementation of activity-based costing method will result in a more accurate product costing. In contrast to the traditional costing method, which only use one cost driver to allocate its overhead evenly across the product. This is actually an improper way of overhead allocation. But with ABC method, the budget will be tied to the actual activity consumed. From the finding of Accountant General Department, it is found that the financial statement preparation takes about 40% of the overall overhead cost due to its manual review, a cost which is invisible under the traditional costing method. But with the ABC method, the Accountant General Department will be able to identify the hidden losses, for example, the low volume service that costs more than the revenue, and allocate the service prices more accurately. For example, charging more for more complex audit. The second benefit of activity-based costing is that it will actually result in a better cost control and waste reduction. From the ABC, it is exposed that there are a lot of non-value added activities that will occur during production process. The first one is excess inspection. 20% of the quality checks doesn't actually improve the outcome, and the idle staff time. 15 hours of the staff time were actually found to be unproductive. And how do we fix it? The Accountant General Department did allocate the resources efficiently, again, from shifting the staff to the more higher demand projects, and moving on, the activity-based costing will improve your decision making. Activity-based costing will turn your gut feeling into data-driven strategy. Consider these two scenarios. The first one is the product mix. A manufacturer used ABC to discover that their budget product was actually losing $5 per unit due to its setup complexity. The solution is that they will either reprice it or just discontinue the production completely. The second scenario is outsourcing. Through the Accountant General Department findings, it is found that the payroll processing in-house takes too much time more than the outsourcing. So the ABC made the choice obvious. The next benefit from activity-based costing is that it will enhance your performance and budget measurement. Ever faced a budget battle where various departments fight for resources? ABC replaced this politics with transparency. In the Accountant General Department, each division budget is tied to the actual drivers, for example, number of audits completed. From this, the managers can see the real-time impacts of hiring or process changes. Are a powerful duo. Here's how they complement each other. The first one you have is identify the waste. ABC will pinpoint the activities like waiting for approval, which takes up about 35% of overall process in the Accountant General Department. The second one we have is the Kaizen cycle. The teams involved will use the data derived from ABC to cut down the steps of approval from 5 to 2. This will save about 200 hours per month. Subsequently, ABC will offer you a competitive advantage. A competitive advantage is the company ability to outperform its rival by offering greater value, lower cost, or unique benefit that cannot be easily replicated by the other companies. ABC is truly a hidden weapon. There are two scenarios. The first scenario we have is pricing. The logistic firm used the ABC costing method to undercut its rival by 10% while still keeping the margins intact. The second one we have is bidding. The Accountant General Department won contracts by proving the cost efficiency to its auditors. In a market where 1 to 2% margins decide the winners, ABC is not an option, it is survival. From the ADD Deputy Accountant, he quoted that ABC will turn the cost chaos into a clarity. Last but not least, by implementing the activity-based costing method, it will show you the actual customer profitability analysis. Not all customers are made equal. There are also a group of customers who actually decreases the profit earned by the firm. From the findings of Accountant General Department, it is proven that 5% of the clients generated 90% of the profit. Meanwhile, there are 30% of loss makers due to their high serving demands. There are two solutions to fix this problem. The first one is that to reprice the high maintenance contracts for the ones that demand high service every time and streamline the service for the profitable clients. That's all from me today. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Ashfar Hamid Abdul Hamid. My matric number is 306644. Today I'm going to talk about ABC implementation challenge in two sectors, which is service sector and manufacturing sector. First of all, we're going to focus on implementation challenge in service sector, which only focus in university. Among the challenges in university is data management and integration challenge. University use fund accounting rather than activity-based system, making cost allocation difficult. For example, university had to manually reconcile financial data with HR data because systems were not integrated. Next, human resource and skill gaps. University staff lack ABC expertise and faculty resisted changes to traditional costing. For example, finance department staff had to undergo on-the-job training to use ABC software. Lastly, IT system limitation. IT system become a challenge because university rely on outdated financial system and not designed for ABC. Also, security policies restrict automated data sharing, forcing manual workarounds. For example, university had to purchase ABC software and hire consultant. Then this will lead to increasing costs. Security protocols block automatic data pools, requiring manual validation of students' enrollment versus costs. This will lead to several impacts, for example, delays and errors in the process. Next, we're going to focus on ABC implementation challenge in manufacturing sector. One of the challenge is lack of top management support. Why is it become a challenge? Because if leadership did not actively use ABC data, employees will ignore it. This means if leadership doesn't use ABC data for decision, employees dismiss it as just another accounting exercise. For example, a food processing company implemented ABC, but managers still rely on intuition for pricing, making the system redundant. The impact on this is ABC becomes chefware, which is ABC is implemented but unused. Firms where top management actively using ABC saw higher success rates. Next, IT system incompatibility. Many firms use legacy systems that could not integrate with ABC software. For example, a steel manufacturer had to manually input data for Excel sheet into ABC software, leading to delays and errors. The third challenge is misalignment with organizational culture. Even firms with strong teamwork culture fail if ABC was seen as an accounting-only tool. For example, a family-owned automotive firm had a collaborative culture but still abandoned ABC because department head did not trust the cost data. Also, a tech-driven electronic firm succeed by linking ABC to performance bonus. Next, we're going to focus on how we can overcome all of these challenges. There are three steps that we can use. The first one is start small. We can drive ABC in one department line to prove value. Second, train decision makers. This means that not just accountants show how ABC impacts their KPIs. This means uh, anyone in the management can be a decision maker to show their KPIs. Third one, budget for integration. ABC fails when it's layered over broken system.
Hi everyone, my name is Muhammad Iqwan bin Zulkifli, matrix number 306469, and today I'm going to talk about implementation of ABC in manufacturing firms in Malaysia. The objective of this is to explore the adoption of activity-based costing among manufacturing firms. We have to know ABC adoption is limited but growing among Malaysian manufacturers. The factors of that is first, organizational size. As we know, larger firms are more likely to adopt ABC due to greater resource availability and more complex production processes requiring detailed cost information. The second is nature of business and production complexity. Firms with diverse products and complex processes benefits more from ABC because of high overhead costs, increase the need for accurate cost allocation. The third thing is availability of resources. As we know, adequate financial, technological, and human resources are essential. Firms with IT support and trained staff have higher implementation success rate. The next thing is we have to talk about challenges in adapting to ABC among manufacturing firms in Malaysia. There are two challenges that are more important. Is first, high implementation costs, and second, limited expertise and knowledge. For high implementation costs, we have to know that ABC system requires significant investment in software training and data collection infrastructure. And for small and medium-sized enterprises or SMEs, these costs can be prohibitive, deterring adoption. The second thing is limited expertise and knowledge. The common thing is a shortage of professional skill in ABC methodologies hampers effective implementation, and lack of awareness about ABC's benefits leads to resistance from management and staff. Now, I'm gonna explain about the main drivers of ABC adoption. The first thing is the need for accurate product costing. As we know, traditional costing method often distort product costs, and ABC offers more precise allocation of overheads based on actual activities, and it helps identify profitable and unprofitable product or services. The second thing is the desire for improvement cost control. ABC provide better insight into cost behavior and cost drivers. It helps enables management to identify inefficiencies and areas for cost reduction.
Hi and good day, Doctor. My name is Muhammad Danish Muhammad Afizan, and my metric number is 306452. And I will talk about why Malaysia is still tagging behind in the adoption of traditional costing system, despite the known advantages of activity-based costing, ABC over traditional costing. The adoption rate in Malaysia remains relatively low compared to countries like United States and Japan, has been widely implemented across manufacturing and services sector. ABC was first introduced in Malaysia during the 1980s and aims to provide more accurate cost information by assigning overhead based on activities rather than arbitrarily based like machine or labor hours. However, studies have shown that many Malaysian firms, especially small and medium enterprise (SMEs), still prefer traditional method due to their simplicity and lower implementation costs. In contrast, our larger firms are more inclined to adopt ABC because they have better resources and a higher level of awareness. A national survey conducted by Mela and Ibrahim in 2007 found that only 36% of Malaysian manufacturing firms had adopted ABC, indicating that the system was still in its infancy in terms of implementation. This rate is relatively high compared to countries like Morocco, which is 12.9%, and Cameroon, which is 9.3%. But it still shows Malaysia lagging behind in some other countries. Furthermore, some companies that initially adopted ABC later abandoned it due to its complexity and high cost. These challenges are practically insignificant for SMEs in Malaysia, which often lack the resources required for more complex costing system. Despite this barrier, ABC has numerous advantages that have been mentioned by my friend Mubin. First, one of it is provide more accurate product costing. Now, let's take a look why ABC adoption is still lagging in Malaysia. There are several interrelated factors contributing to the issue. One major reason is cost efficiency. Traditional costing is still cheaper and easier to operate. Additionally, managers are more familiar and comfortable with it. According to the article, many firms believe their current systems are adequate for decision making. This reduces the motivation for them to adopt new systems like ABC. Furthermore, traditional system is still widely taught and accepted in accounting practice in Malaysia. The article also further explained that many Malaysian firms, especially SMEs, perceive ABC as too complex and expensive for their scale. There is also a limited awareness and training about how ABC can be simplified or tailored. Additionally, in a study, many Malaysian companies continue using traditional systems developed decades ago, even in today's globalized environment. There also a lack of empirical research and local case study, making it difficult for others to see ABC as a proven and a viable solution. To encourage greater adoption of ABC in Malaysia, organizations need to better understand its long-term value. This includes providing training, increase awareness and understanding of ABC long-term value through structured training. Also, using simplified ABC tool and obtaining support from government or related institutions like MIPA. Furthermore, firms should assess their operation to determine whether a full ABC system is necessary or if a hybrid model might be more suitable. In conclusion, although ABC offers more precise cost allocation and support strategic decision making, its adoption in Malaysia remains limited due to factors such as cost, complexity, and lack of expertise. However, for companies that manage to adopt it successfully, ABC can deliver valuable insight and long-term efficiency gain.